Good morning. Morning, Mike. Caleb, welcome. Morning. Got to say goodbye to my pup here.
Yeah, I want to let you know I had everything set up inside. And I want to walk around and see if she'll pee.
See you on the other side.
You all good?
Yeah. Morning, y'all. This lady's going to the vet. And she's got a big tumor. Big one. It's too much. It's not, humane. So it's Miss Lady's last day today. Sorry to say. Nope, Chardonnay, you were not first. Third or fourth, but not bad. Yeah, it's okay. Caleb, we wouldn't do it if it wasn't the best thing for her, They're going to look at her first and see if it's something easy, you know. But the tumor's like, and I don't want to be grotesque or, I still got a piece of concrete in this mold here. I had no idea. Dropped a shelf the other day and lost this piece of concrete. Let me show you. Kind of be demonstrated with this. So basically, she's got a tumor like this. So imagine like that, basically on her lower abdomen, and it's hanging by like two thin pieces of skin, like that. So yeah, that's where we are with that. But good morning to everybody. Welcome to Dad's Workshop, where we are apparently demolding pieces of concrete. I had no idea I didn't demold. Came out good though. Time to sharpen up tools. YouTube's been weird these last 2 days. I don't know what's going on. Oh yeah, that looks more like what I expect there. Let's get this sharpening stone in here. Again, try to get some of this strop out. Seemed like I was getting there. I used some heavy engine degreaser and some warmer water. Actually, I don't know if that did or not. I won't know until later. Man, the text is so small on this phone, I cannot read it at all. Holy, I'm like going blind. Is that right, Mike? We'll see. You know how they are, It's like medicine. It's just made for money. I don't know, man. Big slick of an area where this material is in there, and I don't know what that is. Dirt, debris, wood chips. Could be wood chips from the dirty environment. Don't know for sure. Probably a combination of the oil that's in there that went rancid, you know. Yeah. This is mineral spirits, which appears to work. Kind of seems like a waste of mineral spirits, but if it gets the crap, y'all, I wish y'all could. I'm going to tip this down so you can see how effective that is at getting that stuff out. Y'all see? Very effective is this stuff, but it's kind of spreading it a little. I want it out completely. You can see it's getting it. It's like a clay material when you get it out. And I'm sure going with this rag or anything else that's been in this shop is probably not going to help. So it's going to have to be done several times. Yeah, no, we're not, it's just, we have a lot of animals and she's pretty sick. It's a bad situation. She's very old. Glad that you yeah, the dogs can be tough, dude, especially these beagles and beagle mixes. They were bred so roughly. I mean, the way that they took care of these dogs is so dismissive. They were hunting dogs for generation for generation for generation, and they fed them nothing but slop, and they starved them before hunts, and they let them run off, and if they weren't smart enough to find their way back, they just got left. Think about all that. So the ones that tend to survive are the ones that live a long time. Yeah, thank you, Caleb. Always appreciate the prayers and thoughts. I believe in the power of collective power of prayer and meditation. So, whatever you want to call it. That is getting better. Some of this stone, some of that stone, and then some of that schmutz, right? But I know I can get it out now. Everybody's a member in here. Heather, flip on members only chat. Morning, Wes. Wes does it in the house. Mike, we have all members should be members only chat now. Yeah, what I'm doing right now, I'm just, this stone had so much stuff in it, it was not sharpening anything. At least the 8000 grit polishing side here. So I'm using mineral spirits, and it did get down in there and get that stuff out. Unfortunately, it's on everything. It's like on the chisels and everything. So it's this clay consistency mixed with an oil type substance. So let me back this out a bit. Arami in the place. Welcome. Welcome to Dad's Workshop, where today and this morning it's members only chat. Want to show appreciation for my members. All right, we're ready to go in there. Just want to give these a quick little polish. I even kind of cleaned up my stropping leather, my leather strop here. Cleaned it up a bit so I can just give these a quick once over. That is what it should sound like. Sure, Mike. Mike says, can I offer a weird but useful trick I use on my stones? Sure, share away. Barkeeper's friend. Heather was just talking about that stuff. Definitely don't want to be putting mineral spirits or denatured alcohol on here and be putting with my bare hands all the time, having that petroleum distillate in the air. You know, it's just not my thing. But I'm trying to do whatever it takes to keep the stone clean. And I think I got myself behind a little by using that grapeseed oil to start out with. That was a bad decision. I'd actually rather take this stuff off than this one here. I don't want to see, it's already getting. That's better. Yeah, Heather does have the barkeeper's friend, so I can definitely try that. Yeah, that's a decent idea. We're gonna have to try that. I'm willing to try any of those things to keep the stone, you know, clean, because especially the 8,000, which is what I use most of the time, because I'm just polishing them up. Though I probably should go through some of these. I got big English on these edges on some of the smaller ones, especially the ones that I sharpened years ago before I knew what the hell I was doing. No, I mean, that's what you're doing all the time. Rami said, can sharpening, honing stones be resurfaced, or is it cheaper to buy new? Uh, no, you want to like dress your surface, not buy new because they're expensive. Though somebody did bring up diamond stones, I think it was Pilato yesterday, and the number I heard was pretty cheap, you know. Number I heard. I guess having the two sets probably wouldn't hurt. Like I'm one of these folks, if I have a tool I use a lot, like a chainsaw, I like to always have two chainsaws. I mean, and I'm not just BSing. I always like doing that because I knew one would always, yeah, files can get the edge angle down. Band saws, some West just said, band saws, or a grinder, angle grinder. Not an angle grinder, probably not an angle grinder, but a bench mounted grinder. That's what I usually see to re-edge or to cut the bevel again on a chisel. Yeah, Mike said he lost his, but had diamond stones from the freight. They're very affordable. Notice we don't drop the entire name. I'm sure you all know of them. Probably had to sit through an ad on the way into this video, maybe. Had nothing to do with me. They just know you all go there. They know y'all go there. All right, let's do a couple. Let me do my framing chisel here because I used this quite a bit yesterday. Let's give this a little polish. Yeah. Mike said, people hear diamond and think expensive, but if I may, they're actually just impregnated with diamond dust left over from stone cutting. So it's super cheap. Think diamond sawdust. Yeah, diamond dust is used in a lot of industrial applications, like oil drills. All have diamond dust on there. You know, carbide, diamond dust to get through the rock. Diamond is valuable as an industrial stone, being as it's very, very hard. So people say diamonds have no value. They'll be like, it's just created value, right? But that's not exactly true. Masonry bits too, yeah. Concrete bits, bits that go through rock, the bits they use when they're quarrying rock. Like if you ever see tumbled stone from a quarry, you'll notice that this tumbled stone often has these holes straight through it, where they drilled way down and then dropped dynamite down in there. And their drills probably like auger bits with carbide diamond. You know. Uh-oh. All she said was a nice use of impregnated. I think she would probably actually meant that, knowing ahead. That probably was a compliment. Chardonnay, if I didn't welcome you, welcome. Did I say hi? backing it up. Thanks for hitting that hard. Make sure y'all hit the like button, please, and like this video. This live stream, somewhat different than a video, right? As we all know. Yeah, you know, they see a baby. Depends on the woman, but you know. When's the last time you saw? You may have seen a baby recently, but I tend to think Americans aren't having babies. Like, you know, I see a little infant at the grocery store. It draws my attention because I rarely see a newborn or a baby. So hard nowadays, man. People are scared. Scared to bring a child into an unstable and uncertain world. Yeah, babies. Sorry, they said, ew, babies. Had they said, I don't know who Heather's talking to when she says it's your fault for having such cute kids. That one I don't know. So I got a little bit, I don't mind having a little curve in these. I got straight edges on many of the ones, especially the ones that have been polished by me recently or sharpened by me recently. Especially my framing chisel's pretty close. It's probably off by just a fraction, but the edge is pretty close to straight. And this is one of my more important chisels too. What did Rami say? Come to Tennessee. Pregnancy seems to, oh yeah, man. Never mind what I said. Oh, Rami from Tennessee. I think also Ricker's from Tennessee. I missed Ricker's live last night. Shout out Ricker wherever you're at. Also a member too, at least as of today. Never mind what I said. Doesn't apply to Tennessee. All right, I wanted to show y'all something real quick. So here, this right here, this is white pine. This is the same as on the banister railing. So over here, this has actually been stained with, and I know there's some fingerprints. This is stained with pokeberries. So the pokeberries got in the tannins too. So I'm trying to figure out how that happened. That just must be something about them. This is apple cider vinegar and steel wool right here, this chestnut colored side. So after a day or so, but see, here's what I think. If I went and got that steel wool now and put it on here, this wood would turn completely black. IMO. So this is something I just discovered. We'll try it right now though. Let's give it a shot right now. I got some of it and we want to test it out. I'm going to go to the side that's kind of blank here. I mean, I saw it. Mike says you should get a deep gray. I saw it go black on some stuff. So I think that possibly if I swipe that on here today, it's going to turn black. But we'll find out right now. This is a mixture of everything, but primarily it's just apple cider vinegar and very ultra fine steel wool. Okay. So here's some right here. It has everything in it, but I don't think the other things even matter right now. It's going to cancel them out. I don't even want to get it on my bench because it won't leave. Hold on. Not that I really, look at my bench. Do I really care? I can't half care about stuff. I gotta stop half caring about stuff. All right. It may be. That might have been the deepest the color gets. Let's wipe the schmutz off of it. And I should do the other side too. Yeah, man, this bench does. It's a working bench. I remember one time I brought a guy over and I could have fixed this. I honestly could have fixed this myself. It was the fan inside of my air conditioning unit outside. Like the fan, the blower. And the fan was messed up. It had a bent blade, so it needed to be replaced. And the dude that came over pulled the thing out, threw it on my workbench. I was like, yep, dude felt at home. Dirty workbench. I felt actually proud of my workbench that he would grace it with whatever he was working on. All right, let's give it another little swipe here on the other side, because whenever you stain wood, you should always stain all sides of the wood because of the liquid factor, the hydrodynamic properties, of osmotic properties of the wood, and then you're adding moisture to it. So you know what happens when you add moisture to one side of something. That one side's going to cup or bend or warp or twist. So in order to, and y'all can listen because I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Don't worry about that. You want to stain both sides of your wood at all times. You know what I mean? It actually looks really good, dude. I almost want to do, I was actually thinking I wasn't going to do the bed, but I'm thinking it looks like, I don't mind the like weathered, distressed kind of look, as long as it's not patchy like that. So here's the other side, here's this side. I can't have it one day it's going to look like this, next day it's going to look like this. We can't have that. Can't have that. Sophia, welcome. Yes, to Sophia, I imagine it is the afternoon over there in Wales. I wish I knew how to say good morning in Welsh, but I don't. Welsh is a hard language, I understand, but welcome. See the little Welsh flag next to her name? Little dragon in there. Well, I think you need to make a huge batch of it and do it all at one time. That's my professional opinion. That's probably not a bad idea, Orami, because it's very water-based and you're basically soaking wood that you've dried on purpose, right? You got this wood, you've dried it on purpose to get it down to a low moisture content, and now you're soaking it with this water-based, because vinegar is just mostly water, right? It's an acidic water-based substance. aqueous substance, right? So I think the heat gun may actually help dry it out a little, if that makes sense. And heat guns are really valuable tools to have around. I've ever since I got one recently, I never had one before that. This is that 2x4, so this is an actual 2x4 from back in the day that I'm putting on the end of the bed that we carved a little yesterday. I'm gonna work on this a little bit today. Try to get it rounded out properly, some spots where I missed my line. And then this will sit right into the bed frame. This came from my son's other bed that I made. One of those 2x4s that's actually 2x4, right? Borada. Borada. Say that, everybody. Say Borada. Say if I'm saying it wrong. Borada is how you say good morning, right? Good morning in Welsh. Oh, that was pretty sweet right there. If y'all just missed that. Can y'all hear me? Nah, it wasn't you. It wasn't you, Arami. Just trying to get. I know it's internal right now until I charge this. They found like the world's smartest dude on this documentary, and he learned to speak Icelandic, which is like Old Norse. Apparently, very difficult, maybe the most difficult language to learn. Although if they got the same alphabet as us, I can't see that. I could see Mandarin or one of those languages being harder. I know like Pashtun and is a very hard language to speak. The Basque language. What happened? Did I condition the wood? Was Wes's question. This wood is old. It's antique. It's an old 2x4, like you had on your thing. Probably the oldest one. We can look at the end of it. Did I condition the wood? I missed the question. Sorry about that, Wes. No, for the other wood. The drawing. Oh yeah, this wood sat around for a while. You know, lumber you buy from the yard. I mean, I'm answering his question. If he's out, I don't want to waste my breath. But you know, this lumber on the bed came from a yard, and yeah, I did wait a little bit. And usually it only needs a little bit of time because they dry lumber pretty thoroughly. But there's a couple percent. I have a meter somewhere around here, a moisture meter you stab into the wood. I have not used it. I just eyeball it now, Thank you for the question, and I'm sorry I missed it, Wes. How's everybody doing? Obviously, I had to run around the camera to go throw my mic in, and you know, can't see anything this morning. Pretty sure I'm going legally blind, but it's alright. I do the best I can, just like everybody, man. Billy, welcome. What do you say, Billy? From North Carolina, on the western side. I don't know if I got somebody in here who can mod this chat a little bit. I'll probably back up. Yeah, Billy, need you to mod if you could, bud. Or anybody who can stick around who's not at work. Appreciate you. Keep this chat well modded. I don't know if she opened it up to subscriber only. Maybe we can make it subscriber only for a little bit. You know what my philosophy is, folks? Seek to understand before being understood. Sometimes people are very impatient and they're gonna want to be understood really fast, or they take it personally. They don't think at all about what the other person is going through. I just think about that in the morning when I do my little positive affirmations and stuff. I'm like, okay, there could be situations today where I need to understand where people are coming from. You know, sometimes if a person like is rude or hostile, it's easy to like just get angry or impatient. Being vigilant is one thing, but being quick to anger is different. This is Dad's workshop. Right now we're working on this. This is kind of like the final rung in the bed on the top. It's going to sit right there in the front. It's kind of like just a cap tip to the beds that I had for my sons before. This is a part of one of my son's beds. This used to be a runner that went across. And I made those beds entirely out of antique wood, which is what this is. This is an antique, like heart pine. This is like longleaf pine. So very old, like old growth. If you look at you can see the rings there. And you see the way that it was milled with a circular sawmill, right? Which you rarely see nowadays. The wood is basically flawless. It's very, very hard though, I can tell you that. It is like working in this wood has felt like I'm working in ash or maple or something like that. think there's going to be a couple days lull between finishing this and delivering this bed and getting my rockler steam thingy that I have to get. If anybody knows a replacement for that rockler steam generator that's cheaper, also let me know. There's going to be a lull there of a couple days, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on making like a little cherry box, or a box of some kind out of some hardwood or some stock I have around, to put some candles in and send to a member and a subscriber. You know, I'd like to send a gift out. Be a little cherry box. I probably won't make tops for them. Just be a little dovetail box with some soap in it. Had a catastrophe when the wind blew through the shop and actually knocked the shelf of candles down, so I lost a bunch of concrete containers and candles. Really unfortunate, but you know, what can you do? Anyway, I got some anyways in there, and you can send those out. So the giveaways will continue, and then we'll get back to bending wood and making furniture and stuff out of bent wood. I want to actually design and build a shed using 2x4s in the shop that can be easily popped together, and we'll do braces. Now the tough part of the shed will be the roofing, because I've never successfully timber framed rafters. I've never had success, so you can be there with me when I stumble through the process, you know, which I would love to have you there. I think I have a concept of how they need to go together. There's actually a guy on YouTube who has a great video. That's not usually the first place I go, but these guys have a good video on how to cut multiple timber frame rafters at once. And I was like, wow. So watch that a few times, study that, look at what I can find online, and we'll make us a little I want a little shed that has like a little loft in it, so you can use your vertical space better. You can get a loft in anything. You got more, you doubling your space. Where space is a consideration, it's always something to think about. I'm gonna come from the other direction there. This wood is difficult in some ways. every one of my members feel included. So if I have not done that for you, and you can contact me, and my email address should be on my YouTube page. Do check my email, and it does pop up alerts in my phone. Let me know what I can do. You know, I do everything in my power. I got a couple days coming up here where I'm going to be with my kids, and so I'm not going to be able to live stream like Thursday and Friday. So, you know, I'm here to, and I'll try to still keep up with members' posts and make member showcases of the members, as you may or may not know if you're in the room right now. Cedar's in the house. Welcome, Cedar. How you doing, man? Saw you on Shooting the Coop last week on Mike's thing. And then I think I saw you post a video. I watched the video. If I'm correct. Correct me if I'm wrong. Chisel downhill a little bit more than uphill. I don't know why. Well, maybe it's because the chisel wants to bite into the grain like that. I'll do that side out. So I'm trying to round out in like this guy come down here. That's my stock cut. So this whole, all this material gotta come off right here. Let me fix that. ton more material needs to come off the top of this. Maybe doing that. But it's okay because this, I'm looking at the other side to get down to where my stop belt was. I had to take off a lot more material. So I'm actually tempted to saw some. Basically, when you're at this point here where you're almost vertical, it's like you are chiseling end grain. And that's why it sounds like that. I mean, really, this is probably a job for like carving tools, to be honest with you. Scorps and, you guys have, a lot of y'all have diamond kits. I have not, so I have to use what I have. My nicest little piece today. That's some antique wood because it crumbled. Y'all see, I still have to take this down a little bit on this side. It's a little more funky when you flip it around. Hey Carrie, welcome. Sorry, Heather went to take our dog to the vet. This lady, she has a very large tumor under her belly, so it's very likely I said goodbye to Miss Lady this morning. She's on her way to the vet to get an examination and then most likely to be euthanized. Sorry, Carrie. Welcome. Good morning to everyone. We're going to still lead with positivity here. Kind of hard when some folks want to kind of bait you into negativity, and I don't blame anybody who's here for that. It's tough, man. It's tough. I remember this when I was a teacher. People would want to make your day negative, and you try so hard, you know, you're going through stuff. So, welcome, Carrie, member, valued member. Yeah, Sophia, thank you. We appreciate that. Miss Lady, we don't know how old she is. She is old. We have her baby, Storm. That was her last litter before we got had her fixed. This is before BC, before Calvin. Yeah. We noticed there was some stuff going on. This tumor on her, it grew very, very fast. I mean, over a matter of a couple months. It could be benign, but it's so large that, man, it gets right in the way. There's no question it'll get snagged on something and she'll suffer. It's just like bound to happen. Yeah, she's wonderful. You know, already got her a spot ready here. You know, as dismal as it is, you know, I like to think of it as just, you know, we go back to that pool. You know, we go back to that place. And her boyfriend Frank, she's gonna be right next to him. Yeah, that's where Heather is this morning. Yeah, so they're gonna be right next to each other, the two love birds, or love dogs, as it were. Let me see if my microphone will plug back in now. It's probably in charge. Check, check, check. All right, it's my 1 hour water break, y'all. Just give me 1 minute here. Coffee, water break. Sir, I'm back. A lot going on here. Let me back the camera up a little. Let me know if you can't hear me. Can y'all hear me? I agree. Animals are angels. Jovi's like that with me. She's like super protective, and she has a good sense of what my emotions are at any given time. You know, I've had a lot of animals in my life, and so definitely believe that for sure. Kind of sad to think about, but good. Glad I sound good. Sophia says she can hear me. Carrie says I sound good. Carrie said hi, Sophia. Sophia said hi, Carrie. I'm glad my members are up in here. So glad to see y'all. Member and friend Carrie, and all the members that showed up earlier. Wes and Mike and Plywood. Was Plywood up in here? Am I just guessing? Somebody could double tap that screen, give me that 20th like this morning. I would greatly appreciate it. It is early. Realize it is very early for Carrie, right? 7 a.m. So it's like coffee o'clock. You know, I mean, it's always coffee. I just had a little coffee too when I dipped off the screen. So. Sitting there, waking up, drinking your coffee. Great. That is good. That is good. Looks like YouTube adjusted their algorithm. Yesterday was a little bit of a funky, wonky day, I think, for a lot of people. As I peeped around the live streams, there were some that were disconnected completely. There were some that were like mine and shouldn't have looked like that. So we were all getting kind of wonky view numbers. Looked like there was something going on. Today it may be still continuing. I have no idea. I will tell you that the answer to that question, Carrie. Sophia, I believe, is in Wales. That's what that little Welsh flag is that she's got, but she can clarify. Maybe that's not true. She did teach me how to say good morning in Welsh this morning. I'm gonna go back and say it. It was Borada. Borada. That's how you say good morning in Welsh. Borada. We were talking about Christmas yesterday, and I should have brought up how influential Wales is and how we celebrate Christmas, like wassailing and stuff we do, the songs, the way that we decorate trees and stuff. That's probably pretty strongly connected with those folks. I would guess. I'm not looking at the exact data. Y'all see that nice little curl right there? Oh, great. So, yeah, Lions is awesome, man. We love Lions. Misspell his name for me because that's what he does to everybody else. I'm sure he's probably called you Sophie or Sophia with an F at least once because this is his shtick, right? Lions will misspell your name or call you the wrong name on purpose just to see if you're on your toes. You know, what I do is be a gentleman about it. Don't say anything, but I do acknowledge it. I have a tally sheet. I'm not keeping score. Yeah, Lions is cool, man. Yesterday, Lions was right after my stream, so I'm like looking to see everybody getting the same numbers. And yeah, sure enough, I flipped over to Lions. Lions had the same issues I was having. Yeah, that's not obnoxious at all, right? You know? I want to hear your motor 5 times louder than your motor actually is. Like that's what I want to start my day hearing. See? They're just trying to entertain me. Oh yeah? Said her older brother is a carpenter. He's renovating your mom's kitchen. Does it sound funny when I say mums? Mum's the word. Oh, my left-handed chiseling is coming along a little bit. Oh my God, so annoying. Should put a nail strip out. Sorry, that's vengeful. Don't do that. Should remove all the valve stems from his racing tires. while he's not paying attention. Hey, look over there, and then remove all the valve stems. Because it's not doing damage, right? Just leave the valve stems somewhere so he has to put them back in. And it's not technically theft or vandalism because you didn't damage anything. All you did was remove the valve stems. Michael vouched for me on this one. Someone's gonna have to look through their code of law book. Oh, I know. I'm sure you have, Carrie. The crab. The crab sits there until the crab gets irritated. Then the crab snaps, you know. And when they latch on, they don't let go. So. Yeah, well, that could happen. Somebody probably, man, I don't know. I'm not going to vouch for snitching or anything like that, but it probably wouldn't hurt for somebody to like make people aware that he's going down the street. And I'm not going to say the authorities necessarily, but people in the neighborhood need to know that if their kids sleep in the rooms closest to the road, they're in danger. If he comes flying up their yard, any kind of mulch piles they have in the front of the yard could present a danger to the upstairs. If his dune buggy will hit one of those mulch piles and go airborne, he could hit an upstairs floor. Crazier stuff has happened, way crazier than that. So people need to be aware that they probably should, like, until this joker is calmed down a bit, move to the back side of the house. I mean, I'm the type of dad that, like, when I see behavior like that, I'm always very cautious because it's those kind of things that people miss. And then and they say, oh, why didn't I? I should have. Well, right now is your opportunity to, like, definitely get away from the road. And maybe somebody needs to let the guy know and just accept the fact that he's going to be hostile, you know? Like, bro. And not even Karen style, just approach him in the amiable possible way that you can, right? And just like, sir, you can't be blasting. You can't, first of all, there's sound ordinance most likely. You can't be blasting your motor in the middle of the night. I work, or my child works, or we are trying to sleep. We all need our sleep. Please don't do that. And then the fact of speeding down the road when it's probably like a 25 mile per hour speed limit since it's residential. I don't know. It's a real common problem in the suburbs and stuff, especially when you got this toxic masculinity, basically. Guy's got to show that he's got this engine in his car. It's like, you know what I'm talking about. 90% of my audience is male, so they're getting mad at me right now. Everybody got their thing, cars, dressing up in furry costumes and piddling each other. Whatever your thing is, you know. I hope that's not my YouTube highlight for today. Woodwork, golf, tennis courts, D&D, 5K, ultra marathons, Pokemon. You know, if that's your thing. No offense. I'm just kidding. I don't know anything about it. I just know you got to catch them all. That's the only thing I know. Where the hell did your mind go? What do you mean about what, Carrie? Everybody has their thing, and I started listing off different things that people have. I have maybe had one too many cups of coffee this morning. I guess it's a little bit different to be a furry than to have a bad golf habit, right? But you know, to each his own and all that. Better to hit one of those guards than the actual vise with this thing, so the guard is kind of nice right now. I'm rounding off this edge here, and I like it when it's done, and you can see the chisel marks a little bit, so it's just how I like to do things. Looked a little Amish to me, not gonna lie, and I don't like making my furniture to look like Amish stuff, but if I was saying that it didn't kind of look Amish anyway, I would be in denial. It's Amish-y. Welcome back, Billy. Billy's been in there somewhere, hanging out. Oh, thank you. I know, there's some stuff that needs to be... I think the point of this piece is it's emotional and it's attached to the other bed. My son's had. Maybe that's bad energy though. I don't know. If I don't like the way it looks when I put it on, I'm not going to use it. I want it to be only good energy that goes into the bed. And I get sad when my kids reminisce and stuff. And so I have told them that there are some times where it's not that I'm trying to shut them down, but that I don't want to excuse me, Mike, I hit the mic with my chisel. I'll tell my kids, I'll be like, it's not your fault that you want to go back down memory lane, but it's painful to me, And they're just trying to work through it, I imagine. It's really insensitive of me to just shut them down, but I just can't. I can't live there. It's complicated, man. Whatever it is, though, I can promise you it's better than remaining married to a person you're not compatible with, right? And there's so many people out there. And if you're listening, please do hear this. If you heard anything I say all day, go to counseling. Work it out. Try to be patient and listen to the other person. But if that stuff doesn't work, get the fuck out of there. What are you doing? Social media, your pictures and stuff like that, it's not worth that. Because somebody in that is going to feel like a dog in a cage. I see people staying together that shouldn't, who don't even have children. You know? I mean, and that's not, I'm not even trying to be cynical. They're so codependent and they're so scared of stepping out and trusting that it's the right thing to do. If you feel bad about something 90% of the time, that's not how your life is supposed to proceed. You know? Think about it. I know some of y'all know this feeling. This feeling in your gut, you're like, holy shit, I am still with them. And then the competing feeling or the illumination you get in your brain where you realize that you have not known that person for a very long time. The person you knew back in the day, that person is long gone. The person you know now is different. Or they're not different, and in some cases that's even worse, you know? It's tough. It's a complicated world, but this life is extremely short. There's nothing complicated about your happiness. Or anyone, that is. Nothing complicated about that at all. And you got to try to get it before you give up on getting it. You know what I mean? Trust me, I'm very cynical. Way too realistic about stuff sometimes. Think about all the things we're supposed to do at the expense of our happiness. We're supposed to learn things we don't want to learn. We're supposed to be places we maybe shouldn't be sometimes. And I love church and all that, but for some people, that's not a good place to be. We got to say things we maybe don't believe. Sometimes we got to trust people that we maybe shouldn't trust, and they don't know that. And then they say we got to work They got to work for essentially till we're 65. And we got to trust that what we're doing is going to keep us afloat afterwards, right? How did I lose 5 likes? That don't make sense. Anyway, I don't care about that. So, and then we're told that we need to work till we're 65, and if you don't make it, that's tough. Hopefully you wrote it in, you did a living will, and your kids get whatever you saved up trying to get to 65. Shoot, man. And if you pull your money out early, they penalize you to a point where it makes it almost not worth it. And that is, I'm talking about your pension, your retirement, and now the market. The market is what it is. I have no idea. I haven't checked my teacher's pension, but it wasn't a lot to start out with. Mostly in pretty stable stuff. They don't put teachers' pensions funds into stocks and stuff. It's usually in utilities and bonds and stuff like that have no risk and very little return. And I'm supposed to work till I'm 65 and listen to people who don't know what they're talking about, telling me what to do, and pretend that I listen to them and pretend that they're giving me good advice. And if I make it to 65, I can finally smile, kick back, and enjoy myself. If you can. I didn't want to do it to him, guys. I didn't want to do it to him, man. I did not want kids to come into the school and find a teacher in there who was not alive. I didn't want them to do that. I also told myself that when I started to resent the students, I would quit. I told that to other people too. I said, I love these kids. I don't hold any of their behaviors against them. Like I didn't rarely even got mad at kids. Very rare. I usually blame their parents, but the way I dealt with it was I communicated with parents. You got to communicate with parents. Nobody really wants to do it. Nobody wants to communicate with a parent of a child who's difficult because they know the parent's going to be worse. Right? But if you do that, you could save a kid. That's what saves them. When we work as a team and people can't be consistent and do it. But anyway, as a teacher, I would tell other people, principals, anybody, people, by the end of my career, nobody scared me. I did what I wanted to do. I would say, look, the day that I don't like these kids, because they would occasionally accuse me of not liking a kid, I'd be like, it's not had nothing to do with that. Had nothing to do with that. What I did, the consequences that kid endured were a result of me going through steps and trying to get them to stop doing what they were doing and telling them multiple times that my expectations are this, and if you don't meet those expectations, this is what's going to happen. Then I communicate that. So that's like teacher 101, right? And it is not done now. They just send emails and put you into these web-based portals where you're so disconnected from the teacher, they're not accountable. They've never let you into the school. Luckily I have a teacher's license, so if I wanted to, I could go to my son's school and ask for a conference or to sit in on a class, and they've got my background check on file, Doesn't mean I'm special, but it would mean they would have to make that accommodation for me. A lot of parents wouldn't even be able to do that. So then you're in a situation where it's just like your kid sinks or swims. It's crazy. It's crazy, y'all. Thank everybody for being here. I'm going to stop perseverating about my teaching career, which is over, by the way. I will not go back. I will not go back. My point is to say I wouldn't work. I refuse. I refuse. I don't think I would make it that long. So I got to do something else. This little light of mine, y'all. Starting to actually come around. Ooh. Well, that's going to be a future splinter for Heather to take out right there. That one went deep in there. Ooh. Guess wear your gloves, dude. That's why you do it. That one's in there pretty deep. Looks like I haven't chiseled that. Put that down like that. Taking steps towards one's happiness that are uncompromising. Like right now, I want to complain and, you know, it's been a couple days since I've had nicotine too, so y'all are seeing me probably in the worst mood that you'll ever see me in. Like this, it probably won't get much worse than this. Gotta remove things from my boxes every once in a while, man. You know? Welcome to Dad's Workshop. I am Dad's Workshop Calvin. Somewhere out there in the world is Heather. She's with our dog, taking the dog to the vet. Unfortunately, it looks like it's maybe the end for Miss Lady, and so Heather's going to be a little sad. So when she gets back, just show her some support so she feels supported. She'll appreciate that. Very sad for her. She loves her dogs, and sad for me, but I try to be strong during these things. And this lady, I don't want her to suffer. My primary motivation is for this lady to not suffer, you know? So, it's my primary MO. This. When this stuff stains, when you sand this old longleaf pine and it stains with tung oil, it looks so good, man. It's crazy good. Off the vise there. I noticed that, and then I looked at the thing. I was a little away from the camera. Apologize for that. Should be straight now. This is the section I really want to work on right here. Yes, this is the thing that happened yesterday. I'm going to swipe. This live stream has ended. As I swipe through these live streams, it's showing the live streams ended, and like this guy usually carries 300. This person's fine. Well, some of them are fine. I don't know. Yesterday this was happening too, and it wasn't just me. Seems all right. Yeah, it's freezing. I can see it right now. Yeah, so I have no mic, right? Well, my mic shouldn't be going in and out. It looks like YouTube's doing it again. It's happening with their. This happened yesterday. Some people didn't even like late in the day that we know tried to go live and couldn't because it was just it kept booting them. Sorry about the bad angle there for a minute, though. That was my fault, not YouTube's fault. You hear my mic? Just checking y'all can hear my mic. And since my numbers are like this, I don't mind flipping my camera around, showing y'all what I got to do over here. Because I got to do some work. Come back. I'm not giving up. Three over here. My other mechanical pencil out. This got to be opened up on the top here. I'm gonna have to cut this little mortise off slightly. Good, yeah, it's just yeah, so now it's gonna be like mower sounds and stuff because I'm on the internal mic while it charges a little bit. Other than the dog and the nicotine, and then we just how it is, Carrie. Like this is what we do. And, I worry because I don't want to get into it, but yeah, there's other worries, but I don't want to worry you with them. Like it's not. I'm happy though. I'm a happy guy. I'm able to do this. I'm thankful I'm here today. I can only just take one step at a time. So grateful to be here, and hopefully that's enough for today. Like that's enough for me to just be grateful and to get stuff done. Taking the glasses off me sometimes strange place too. I forget the door opening and started slamming. gonna try using this yellow pencil lead. Oh, that's a regular one. Oh, good. Let me put this back. Alright, so on this one rung right here, on this one rail, like that's the first one. But this second, third, fourth, the third rail, it's gonna have to be slightly angled, man. It's just how the mortise is cut. It's okay with me, I don't care. And then they're dialed in, as y'all can probably see up there. Right? That's a pretty good shot, actually. Not every day will be unicorns. Hey, I agree. Says Carrie, not every day will be unicorns and butterflies. Totally agree with that. Totally agree with that sentiment. I'm gonna try to plug this extra lighting in here. I'm really kind of making a press to try to finish this stuff so I can get this bed delivered and installed here. Kind of a priority for me. And like I said, I want to do a few like members gift boxes, like little boxes with soap in them and stuff. There's some light. Does that make a difference? It's kind of a cool little light right here. I don't know what RGB is. Oh, that's the different shades. Oh, it's safe. It's been safe. I mean, I can get up on the top of it right now. Yeah, so just changing, trying to make sure that the color looks good on there. This angle is going to not be so popular. I have to accept that the views go up and the views go down. Like we were talking about yesterday, that shouldn't matter that much. We'll do a stop cut and then over here. truth, I think the nicotine can make you feel like everything's crumbling. Probably partly my ears, but probably part of my vibe. And I'm trying not to do that, but it's just how it is. Heather just texted me with something. I don't think it's that people don't want to watch this angle carry, it's that they're not sending it out. It maybe isn't in the shorts feed. This is usually what happens. It's usually not, because like, look, you saw me getting hundreds and hundreds of views the other day. It's not incredibly different than that view. It's just ups and downs, I think. You know, see, it's adjusting a little. See how it adjusts a little? Stop cut here. Tricky part is doing that stop cut on the other side, because I gotta get up under there and maybe move rungs for that. Let's move the whole banister if we can. I'm gonna have every time I'll just take the arms out. Alright, 1 and 2. And this one, look, this got stained with that steel wool, so now I gotta figure out a solution to deal with that. This me being sloppy was what caused that. Alright. So we got our mortise here. I'm gonna remove this board. And we got this mortise here. This board comes out, so that's slab on it. Too bad. Sorry from that. So this was this one. I gotta make sure I put them back in the right ones. Good quality furniture construction footage right there, you go. Everybody should be watching that, not just 24 people. It's okay if you want to watch some dudes playing, what you call it, Uno on a kitchen table outside, on a patio table. You alright. You can keep watching that. That's happened. Straight up blow out. That's what I get, man. So I got some blowout here. It's not as important there, but I might knock that out just to make it even, instead of trying to glue that back up. It would have been probably smarter for me to approach it with a smaller chisel. Take a little bit out at a time. so I guess knocking this, let me see how this fits back in here, what it looks like. I love that, that's for sure. I just blew up that piece, it won't be that hard. So here's the piece. I didn't cut quite far down enough in this mortise right here. Now here's what I don't want to do when I put this piece back on is I do not want to glue this board in. So I'm going to take this board out when I put this piece back on. It should glue really well because I got it intact there. Get a clamp. This happened kind of in another area and I forgot about it till just now. Over here on the end where I had to do the same thing. I used an elastic strap to tighten it on when I couldn't get a clamp on there. So if the clamp doesn't go because it's close to this mortise, this joint, this brake pocket, this clamp can't go on here. Looks like it can. I see some squeeze out on the other side. Well, Heather just, yeah, so Heather just put the dog down. Yeah, welcome Norm, sorry, numbers are wonky and stuff is wonky today. But appreciate everybody being here. Positive, folks. Now what I want to do is after I get this, see if I can get this stuff in here. Piece of dowel that I had up here earlier. I hope that did not fall. Nope, here it is. That's interesting. I hear the other dogs barking and howling. It's crazy. Hey, Pelado. Welcome, Pelado. Welcome everybody to Dad's Workshop. A little bit of a sad morning for us. Our dog, Miss Lady, had to be euthanized this morning. She had a large tumor growth. We had her specify so I could bring Seetin's dismal. We like to keep it light and we like to keep it positive, but there are moments in life that are sad. This is supposed to go over here. I don't trust that dowel in there at all. Put that in there for now. Wrong way. That needs to be sanded down too. A couple of these legs need a little bit of work on them. problem is, like, I cut this at the right approximate angle, and it's still holding it, not plumb at all. Oh, well, I think I know what it is, because this one's out of place. I don't really care, as long as that rail is safe and level. Buzzy flies in my ear. Yeah, I think Pilato, I think what he was saying was it's great news that they'll still be back today, if I can mediate that. Maybe, that's what Normal's saying. But it does stink that she missed the flight. Am I right, Norm? Alright, so I'm ready to, like, I'm gonna work these final two little posts, and then I'm gonna put the dowels in. I'm gonna glue the dowels in. Oh, let me check whether this is level. This was a sacrifice I knew I would have to make, man. I knew I would eventually have to just move the angle so I could finish up what I need to get done. That's like, they all have to be secure where they are, that's for sure. There's no way around that. The rail doesn't have to be beautifully flush. I'd like to take those tops down so they're flush with it, but I think I'll glue it all up. It's right on the borderline with intolerance, you know. So that side just come up just a little bit. There, I don't like that though. Let's push it down and see. Down as far as it goes, what it is. Oh, it's like a quarter. This is almost within tolerance. This is not plumb this post right here, I can tell you that for sure. It's so hard. Alright, so this one has to come down is what it is really. And I hate to nail it down. I'm gonna have a hard time getting that back out of there. Oh, that's perfect actually. So that's where it needs to be. This one can sit in there with gallows and they can even be loosely doweled as long as they don't have clay. Pilato said, I don't think she's had any TSA issues yet. It's more that checking the luggage was more costly and time consuming than expected. Yeah, that stinks, man. Sorry that she got delayed. A lot of delays going on, man. Lots of these delays. noticing this side's gonna have to be dialed down, so the whole thing's like. I can see the boxes standing up from the other side. So bad. It's so hard to do good work, guys. So hard, but at least by hand, you know. And the rail threw me a bit. I think a rail is more psychological. I have fallen off, but I'm a really rough sleeper. All right. I mean, plum-ish. Can't read that with my glasses. Carrie said, I understand that because when we have traveled and taken the electric wheelchair and all the medical supplies and it takes forever, I feel off the top bunk. I feel off the top bunk once. Fell off the top bunk once when I was little. It was quite shocking. Me too. I had the same experience. I did. And I do as well. It didn't hurt me. I don't remember being hurt for the rest of the day, but it jarred me. And it was the same distance up as this probably. Almost exactly. Yeah, totally understand that. Let me move this thing back over to the workbench while I just got to sand and file a couple of those posts. To get them ready, and then the dowel for this. I don't want to lose that. Put that up in a second. .66 degrees. I think I've decided that I like, well, if I don't have a blanket, I guess I probably like it like 64 or 65. But if I have like a sweatshirt, I like it 58, 59, you know? That's what I like. I like it crisp. That fall weather makes me comfy. I get sleepy. You know, you put me out on that stuff. I used to be able to fall asleep in the snow, fall asleep outside in the leaves. .55 to 65, and that's what they say for people when they sleep. That's a good temperature range for people sleeping. So this one here, this one has not really been worked at all. Probably reckon it's around that temperature right now here, you know. Around 70-ish. What it feels like. So he said 666 degrees is the best, Cepalato. And then Carrie said, you are a beast. I guess the beast. Cepalato said, damn straight. Norm said they were active, almost started the stream before I left for work, LOL. Carrie said, have you gotten a lot of folks watching? And Carrie said, I enjoy watching the birds. For some reason my chat's having a hard time loading, guys. Not gonna let me see any further than that. Really slow to update, guys. I think there's something going on. And this is unfortunate because this is my last stream for a couple days, and I really would have hoped to end on a high note, you know. But glad to have all y'all here. Now I got to think about getting this thing kind of almost got this to where it can be. Ooh, that was bad right there. Ugly, right here by the pit. On this kind of cheap piece of wood, so there's a lot of knots and stuff too. Let's see if I can file that. In this thing. Y'all believe it doesn't look great there on that curve. I can see that. Lighten that up a little. Last time when these numbers happened like this, it was because they were, I get the boys for the summer, and I get the boys one weekend a month, right? Yeah, I'm sorry to say. But right now I'm about to go up there for an extended weekend. So I'll have them till Sunday, and like in the summer, like they live so far from me. I meet in the middle. Like it is sad. It should be with me. I'll end up with rotted teeth, terrible education. All they are is just a reason for them other than money. I don't really want. Well, my youngest is turning 9 on, I think like next Tuesday. It's the 7th. What's the 7th? He's turning 9 then. My middle child is 11, and he turns 12, very beginning of January. And my eldest is 12, and he's going to turn 13 on December 23rd. And trust me, he's acting like a 13-year-old. Thank y'all for asking and showing interest. It is all about family, and I can't afford to live where they live. It's just that simple now. Where they live is where I grew up. I can't afford to live where I grew up. Isn't that sad? Tough day, man. They don't live that far away, Pilato. They live in Northern Virginia. There would be no way I could see them even one week in a month if they lived in Minnesota. I have a 26-year-old truck. People don't know, man. I try not to live in scarcity, you know what I mean? But it's a reality. Scarcity is the reality. Alright, I'm grateful for this day. I'm grateful for this moment. I'll learn something from this. All of it. Whatever the universe is trying to tell me right now, which I'm sure is exacerbated by the lack of nicotine and the other circumstances that you all are aware of. And then the elephant in the room for me, which is why we have 14 people in here when we've been pulling over 100 for a long time, you know. This kind of YouTube just kind of like likes to humble you every once in a while, put you back in your place. But the truth is, I have y'all here And all of those views don't equal the importance of every one of these members that's in this chat right now. So I want to encourage y'all to renew your membership, stay members, and I'm gonna keep this forum open for y'all to you know, we'll get back up in the views again. You know, we'll get those numbers back up. Something's going on with the YouTube algorithm. Yesterday I was flipping through and it looked more like others had my same numbers. Today that's not the case. It looks like, oh, what is that? It's a super chat. Do I need to like boost my attitude up? Do I need to like stop being a little whiny little whiner? I need the long drum roll. So these two are kind of even. Do a little drum roll. It's my son's birthday, man. That's much appreciated. Yeah, man. I don't have a lot for the birthday, so I'm very, very appreciative of that. Pilato with the $50 super chat. Member Pilato Police. This is why, see, all that matters is your community. Appreciate you, man. Not trying to be a whiner. Today's a tough one, man. No doubt about it. Looks like Heather's actually pulling in right now. I don't know. YouTube. Should I stream burying a dog? Should I do that? It's not probably not pretty, not kosher stuff to. You know, I gotta go help her. Yeah, let me back the camera off. Norm, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, let me drum roll again here. Norm Hughes, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Appreciate y'all coming to my aid. It looks like Heather just pulled in here. So yeah, what's up? Let's see what she says. I appreciate you, Norm. I appreciate you, Pilato. Y'all's gifts do not go unappreciated. Looks like she's let duty out, so there's some dog activity. Yeah, no, I mean, that'll help me, you guys. I'll be able to get something. My son's birthday's the 7th. The president he wanted is some ridiculously expensive Xbox thing. There's no way that's happening for me. So we'll have to find something else for him, more within the price range, you know. But we got him a little bit though. He likes kites, so I got him a kite to fly with him. Dang, I'm getting choked up. I appreciate y'all, man. I'm not going to put a show on, you know. I don't want to gallivant around fussing. But I certainly highly appreciate those gifts that you all do us. So. Norman Pilato just gave us.
Wow.
Chats. Yeah.
That's a very big deal.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you to both of them.
Oh, it takes a while, but you know, it's a bird in hand. You know, it's just it usually this money is in October, so this probably won't be paid out until October 21st. But don't worry about that.
Yeah.
You know. We appreciate you, Carrie. Norm, Carrie, Pilato, I can't say thank you enough for that. It's very appreciated.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. I think part of my purpose today was just to stay busy. And let me also express appreciation for all of the other gifts that people have given in their remaining memberships and gifts that people have given who are not here right now. Just because I'm not praising those people doesn't mean I don't appreciate that as well. Yeah, sometimes your metal gets tested. I last couple of weeks were really smooth. Everything was happening so smoothly, and usually when that happens, I think Heather drew the tarot cards, and there was some tarot card about inverted tower, which is usually tough to see if you do tarot. You believe that. I told Heather this morning I'm superstitious. I'm not a little stitious. I'm superstitious. I'm not kind of stitious. I'm not sort of stitious. I'm superstitious. So when I saw that inverted tower, I was a little worried, Played a lot of poker too. I'm a very analytic type oriented person. So I would notice things like pairs popping up at the table at the same time. These anomalies. If you play enough hands, you see it. So I know things happen in order. Like there's an order. There's no question. Those wouldn't happen. It's what are your odds of a royal flush? Pilato may know this. It's something like 1 in 325,000. I think that's the odds of drawing a royal flush, right? I got 2 of them in one day. The first one I got, and then I got a second one the same day, and it was in all community cards. That means all the cards in the middle were the royal flush. What are the odds of that? That's a math problem. What are the odds of me pulling 2 royal flushes? Now your odds of getting them on any day, like 1 in 300 and some thousand, right? The odds of pulling 2 of them out in a day are astronomical against. The universe has an order. It hurts though sometimes, man, because the sweet is so counterbalanced by the bitter, You feel the bitter so much. You feel the bitter so much more. The sweet, you gotta stop and smell the roses to appreciate. Because you get it built into your head that you're not supposed to enjoy, You're not supposed to enjoy until this or that. We were talking about this earlier. Well, obviously I was playing poker that day, so I didn't need to also gamble and play the lottery, but good point, yes. I don't know, it wasn't, it just, the point is that things happen, and there's no question when you see these things happen in a certain way that there is a weird order to everything. A weird order. Man, I wish I had more time to stand and work this piece. Norm. Pilato. Carrie from yesterday. Pilato from yesterday. And everybody else. Mike for giving memberships. Wes for giving memberships. Gotta show appreciation for all my folks. Appreciation for all my folks. You're right. I do enjoy now. I try to enjoy every moment. Tenon I'm putting out into the, how much dowel is going down into this bed. I know Norm's super chat disappeared, but Norm, I appreciate you, man. So I had planned on staining it, and I made a homemade stain, but I'm a little hesitant because I don't want to deface the bed. Let me show you what the color looked like. This is the one we put on this morning too. So here was before. This was apple cider vinegar and steel wool. This is apple cider vinegar, coffee, steel wool, sitting for 2 days. So you can see a darkness difference. I believe this is the part I repainted. This is the part I did today. Yeah, actually, this is the part I did today. It's coming out to like a chestnut brown kind of. This is apple cider vinegar and steel wool. All the other stuff in there don't even matter. The pokeberries, they disappear. It's like disappearing ink. It'll stain your hands, but when it stains wood, it disappears. Yeah, no, the donations mean a lot. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Pilato with the size doesn't matter. And he does this with his brother. What was that post that we saw the other day? Is that what she told you? I do like the chestnut color. Let me see what it looks like when you sand it. This is on white pine, so it may appear slightly different on the other types of pine. And then I would oil it, so like I would have to try this with tongue oil over top. I think it would probably look pretty good, actually. Maybe I should just keep this bed here for next week, and then we do all of my next week are me staining it, basically, you know? Because I don't think I should rush it out of here. I've got a couple things I have to do, and it's just I could just get it in the back of the truck. I wanted to try to put it in this trailer because I want to return this trailer to my dad. Pilato said at least that's what my wife continually assures me. I'm not even get into that emotion in the ocean stuff. But yeah, so this was the other day. This came out darker. I have no idea why. But y'all were with me this morning. This was the side I did today, right? This was the side we did But did I redo it? Let's try it again. Let's put another coat on there and see what it looks like. Back the camera up. Put another coat on, then I'll wrap it up for today. I won't keep you up too much longer. Alright, here's my steel wool mixture, schmutz mixture. And I was saying this morning that the concern is more like that it will be uneven, and if you don't make the same, if it's all not the same batch, parts of your furniture will look different. But I'm gonna have that anyway because I got multiple kinds of wood on my piece. Yeah. So it's a chemical reaction when the iron oxide goes into the grain. Yeah, this is my last stream for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'll be back on Sunday, but I don't stream Sunday. I don't do that, you all know. Yes, I do. Just wanted to show you all this. Here's what we just did. You see the tannins are accentuated in there. Always want to do to one side of the wood what you do to the other. So if I stain one side, I want to stain the other as well. Because of the hydrodynamic factors, osmotic properties, as we were talking about earlier, of wood. Wood doesn't want to be stained on one side necessarily. Cups and bends and all of that. My 25th breakaway. All right. Appreciate everybody being here today. I gotta go handle some stuff. Wish it went out on a little. Hey, look, Palato, thank you. Super chat. Norm, thank you. Thank you to my members. I think I figured out who my 12 members are. It may be 10 now, but I'm so appreciative of that. Like, who would have ever thought that I would be able to create a YouTube channel with members and stuff? You know, it's amazing. I'm thankful. I'm so thankful. So let me leave on a high note and say that I appreciate all of y'all. Yeah, tongue oil will go on these afterwards. I have a big, like a gallon of tongue oil. We'll put that on afterwards. And let me show you my face so you can see me show appreciation and gratitude. Yeah. When I say thank you, it's not to weaponize it. I appreciate all of you all. Thank you so much. Thanks for being here. It's a tough day, but we'll get through it. We'll be back, and we'll be back to doing Dad's Workshop stuff and having the Dad's Workshop crazies pop through here, and you know, everything will be back to normal, I'm sure. Views go up, views go down. And I had my loyal people in here today, and that's really who matters, the community. So thank you all again. Appreciate y'all for being here. This is Dad's Workshop. Do the next right thing. I love y'all. Have a great rest of the day and enjoy your weekend.